Welcome to the highlight show for Ultimate Pool The Masters Week 27. Craig Lakin and Chris Day are two Ultimate Pool professionals. Craig will play Tom Price and Chris Day will play Ilda Machado. Into our first match then, Craig Lakin taking on Tom Price. Craig made the faster start, winning the opening two frames. Tom has the break at 2-0 behind.
The sort of three of them, I can see a really interesting battle taking place there this season.
Yeah.
I think Mick will admit himself, not the weekend he would have liked. Obviously,
No, I think you can say that again, yeah.
Well, by his own admissions, he probably let the match run away from him against Jason Waters.
Well, there's another player we should shout out if we're doing sort of a review of the standout performances at the weekend. Thought Jason Waters was amazing in his first ever gambit, really, as a pro player with us. Thought it was so impressive to see what he did. And also, as well, Cormac Kerr had just an unbelievable weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he got a last 32 in both events, at least. Last 16 in one.
I think it was further than that, just having a look.
But I mean, you'd have got long odds on Cormac doing that before the event, and now he's gonna be a little bit of a marked man, I think.
Quarterfinals, event 2.
Yeah.
Lost that 8-5 to Chris Mellin, and I think Chris said, I don't think he said neither player missed. It was a very, very high standard. He was very, very few mistakes. To lose 8-5 to Chris on a weekend where nobody in that particular event, all right, look, Gilbert ran into a 6 reds, but he was 7-2 up.
Yeah, he was.
And he just, I think Chris was basically saying, I don't know what's happened there. I really don't know how he's come back at me like that.
Oh, foul from Tom Price. Well, the Welshman has had first visit and first opportunity in all three of the frames so far. And Craig Lakin is purely, at this point, doing clean-up duty.
Yeah, I think he's probably trying to stun into the red and hold on to red, but he's misjudged it. Just one last shout-out, I think it's worth mentioning. How great was it to see Phil Harrison back up in the mix?
Ah, yeah, agreed.
Great match with Tom and Callum Singleton. I say the last one, Callum Singleton making a pro final in his first weekend as a professional.
But it says something about Callum and his level that I don't think anyone was really surprised. As Craig goes 3-0 in front in rapid time.
Craig won the next frame as well. Tom Price now breaking off at 4-0 behind.
We announced him as obviously as a wild card, before the season started. Phil Parkin is very, very underrated player in my opinion. Very underrated.
Hell of a player.
Smooth, cueist, really good temperament, and just sort of went under the radar in that group. And if we're honest, really, really unfortunate not to get through.
Oh, really unfortunate.
Carl Morris has done Jordan Shepherd the biggest favour you can probably do a player. And obviously Jordan's got through on a shootout. But probably have to say that Phil was probably the deserved player on the night.
Yeah, well, I mean, Sheppy said as much in his post-night interview, really. He said he felt a little bit for Phil Parker because he's not really done a huge amount wrong to not get through. But, yeah, of all the storylines to pull from Monday night's event, Cole Morris putting Jordan Shepherd over was not one that I expected come the end of the night.
Well, we always, listen, I don't get myself involved too much in the the ins and outs of the player politics, shall we say, but I don't think it's a massive secret that Carl and Jordan aren't the greatest of friends. There's no Christmas cards being exchanged. But you listen, not every player gets along with everybody, and the sport needs its rivalries, doesn't it? So, yeah, I think there was a little bit of needle maybe possibly coming into the game. Carl got one over on Jordan, but it didn't matter for Jordan in the end. Carl's done him a favour at the end of the night, so which just goes to show how much of a professional Carl is underneath all of some of his antics, shall we say? So, yeah.
As Craig Lakin sprints into a 5-0 lead, we've still got 33 minutes on the match clock.
5 years ago now, we showed our first shootout was that cue ball stayed out. Tom Price must be. Oh, wow, how was this cue ball stayed out of the pocket? Have a look at this.
If Craig was breaking well, Tom Price may already be on the motorway home, because Craig's 5-0 up, and he's not really hit. This is his first wet break, we'll call it, and he didn't even hit it well.
Just look at the yellows as well.
Yeah.
He's somehow avoided the pocket. The yellows are what you would consider for players at this level roll-ins. All right, he's just got to get a position on this, which he does, and this is 6-0. You'd like to think. Yeah, just going back to Craig on the shootout side of things, fantastic player. Obviously, when we were creating the format and picking the players, Craig was one of the first on the list, because you know what you get with Craig. It's all-out attack, fast-paced, and yeah, he's just such a great player to watch, and you know, I'd like to see any player obviously pick up an Ultimate Pool title, but you know, Craig's one of the good guys of the game, really lovable character, and what a finish that is in a minute.
Tom did get on the board in the next frame, but Craig responded with one of his own to go 1 frame away from victory.
Cool, Tom
Eight ball on
Price
the
threw
move.
everything at that.
How has that not got a golden break?
How's it dry?
Look how many yellows come towards this 8 ball, and it doesn't go in.
That is amazing.
Oh my God! When it's not Unite, it's not Unite.
Well, Craig Lakin desperately wants to be Reds here, and he's not got one to play at.
But he hasn't got yellow to play at either. Even if you wanted to pot the yellows, he's not got one.
Yeah, you don't though.
No, you don't, but he's not got a red, you're right. I think that's the only saving grace. Maybe the only shot here, I think, is maybe essentially flick off the red and try and come down the table and pot the red that's near the pocket. If you flick off this red here, well, he's not looked at it. I possibly don't even think it's on, to be honest.
No, it's just a safety.
It's just a safety, but well, he's left a chance. He
Well,
certainly left a red.
Let's have another look at the break, because I mean this was amazing.
Look at the state of this.
Thought
How does that not go in?
Thought that was a golden break all day long. I mean, that cue ball nearly hit the table like from Tom Price. He just
Pure frustration.
yeah, launched the kitchen sink at that one, didn't he?
Yeah.
Tom Price is going to go.
That could be the end of that. I'm going to say it's a big shot to take on at 7-1 down. You know that if you miss, you've basically lost, and you think that that's going to be the end of that from here. And we've literally just surpassed the halfway point of the match, and that could be that. Barring a mistake.
And it would be a big mistake from here.
Yeah, you think the only issue is probably the red on the left-hand rail. It's probably the only ball of concern, but Craig's just going to stun up the side of the rail here, leave himself a nice angle. Yeah, don't expect any trouble from here.
Yeah, lovely stuff. Well, what a performance from Craig Money-Making Lakin. 8-1. Awesome. Oh, he thought it'd be a whirlwind of a match, and it turned out that way. But that was rather one-sided. Craig Lakin puts on a show against Tom Price.
On to our second match then, Ultimate Pool Pro Chris Day taking on Ilda Machado. And it was Chris that made the faster start, winning 4 of the opening 5 frames. Ilda has the break in frame 6.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I mentioned before, the standard of the women's game now is just getting better and better. And You mentioned county there. You know, I've players such as Amy Beecham, county player for a long time, playing in a men's team. You know, so growing up as a player, she's a.
Oh, how's the cue ball gone in from there?
How's your luck?
Oh, that's tough.
Brutal. Yeah, Amy sort of mixing in with the men's game probably from a young age, I'd imagine, and you can see that in her game. You know, she's a fantastic player. So unlucky, so unlucky.
I mean, Ilda will be really annoyed with herself at some of the shots she's played tonight. Make no mistake, she'll be upset a couple that she's missed, and will, want to improve her manner and her confidence, and her ability to navigate nerves around the big stage the next time she arrives. But she's absolutely crunched a great pot there, played a decent cannon just to open up some of the pack, and going off at that angle is brutal.
Yeah,
that
really
is brutal.
She's not had, like you said, she's had, all right, probably the one frame where she had the most chances, she actually did end up going winning, but not through Chris's fault more than anything. But
yeah.
The ones where she's been coming to this table second, they've not been the greatest of layouts, and Chris has probably admit himself he had a little bit of rub, and a couple of them where he's missed and not left an opportunity. So one key positional shot here.
It's actually a nice little route from CD here. Three balls all connect quite nice, and it looks really congested in there, but bottom right, left, middle, bottom left should be the way to go. Just wants to be nice and straight on this, and he is. Lovely. Good visit to the table, this from CD. Much more like it. But, I mean, on a frame like that, you can't help but feel for Ilda Machado there.
Leading 5 frames.
Get the next World Championships there, that'd be great.
That'd be lovely, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Nice holiday. We're saying that Morocco won't be bad weather, will it, either? Cue balling off there for Chris. 8 ball on the move, but...
Well, we did notice that Chris changed his break in his last break, moved away from the cut break, and he does get some serious power on his front ball break, but he does lose the white a little bit. I think pretty much everyone does a little bit on the front ball break. And on this occasion, and his first opportunity to Ilda.
Yeah, and again, there is a finish there, but the 8 balls are awkward, so she's going to have work to do. Can choose to use the yellow as a little bit of a guide here and just hold position if she wants to, but elects not to.
I did think there on that shot she had an angle to potentially go into the 8 ball. It looked like she did, but just play position in the end.
Yeah,
Needs a plan though.
Yeah, the problem with going into it there was she was potentially not leaving herself a shot. So she's still got a route out here, but she's gonna need a bit of fortune. Well, she's got one. She can pot this red, and if she can hold on the yellow near the right middle, the one that's next to the one over the pocket, if she can use that as a bumper, she'll leave at she'll leave the right angle to pot this last red, come into the pack. She's played the right shot, but she's just flicked the yellow a little bit, which has left her awkward now. So
I just wonder if she can play the gap. I mean, it's a really tough shot, but if she hasn't got the angle to play the cannon, can you play the gap here?
I don't think it's there. I think she's going to have to play this with force and come into them. She can still get out here. Well, big shot needed now, because when you've put your way to this position in international rules, this 8 ball has got to go or go over a pocket. She's looking at a double, but I don't think it's on. I think the only shot she's really got is a potential treble. What have you got for Ilda? Come on, one for the highlight reel.
Looks like it will be the double. What an effort!
What a shot that is!
Ilda Machado, what a banger! Oh, what an out that is! Run the woman they call Storm.
Where has that come from?
What a screamer from Portugal's Ilda Machado. Have a bang on this. What a shot!
Didn't even touch the sides. What a shot!
Chris won the next 2 frames to go 1 frame away from victory. Ilda now breaking off at 7-2 behind.
Yeah, it actually been, at times there's been chances that she'll be annoyed she didn't take. There's been a couple of real stitch-ups of bad luck as well. Played well in the main as Ilda Machado. And she'll get first go in this one as well. So just go into that problem area. And that's... Oh, this has come out okay. Back into it again she goes. Digging now. A little bit of a hit and hope there. That's a lovely shot from Chris to open things up. As he can see the finish line now.
Yeah, just this red to deal with on the right-hand side of the table. Going to come into it now. I think.
Shot.
Yeah, lovely.
Still going to require another good shot, but he's got a lot of angle on this now as well, which isn't ideal. Might actually have to come across twice to land on his last red. Gonna be close to that middle pocket. He's a bit short.
Yeah, well.
Oh, hello.
One for the highlight reel here. There was always long odds. Yeah, I think Chris knows in the back of his mind here that the game is done. But even so, he's gonna have to pick himself back up after this.
Oh, he'll just try to really force that one in. Don't really need to do that on these super slick tables. Made the shot a lot more missable. It's a lovely shot from Chris. Lovely double. And this 8-ball then to win the match against a very game Ilda Machado. But CD sends down his judgment. Chris Judgment Day through to the next stage. An 8-2 victory over Ilda Machado.
So it's the 2 Ultimate Pool professionals that have made it through to the group final. The opening 2 frames were shared. Chris Day has the break in frame 3.
I think the little taste that we got at the Pro Cup was enough to whet the appetite for the season. Didn't go his way though, on his first Pro Series event.
Oh my God, golden duck.
Oh wow, golden duck. Here comes Daffy.
There he is. Quack, quack. He took it well, hasn't he?
You'll say sorry. Thank you.
Well,
I mean,
have a look at the kick this 8-ball gets. This is so unfortunate. Look at this. Look at the yellow. All the way around the table. Boink. In goes the 8-ball.
Craig Lakin won the next frame as well to go 3-1 in front.
yeah, he's had enough of that front ball.
8-ball moving again. But it's going to be dry. Is it going to be? Yeah, it's going to be dry. Bit of an awkward layout this for Craig, work to do. Gonna have to find a good shot to get on this red. In the just off the centre of the table.
Yeah, then he's got the 8 ball to think about. This is a really tricky layout. So much so, he doesn't fancy it, and I can't blame him. Cannot blame him at all. It's not often that Craig Lakin draws back like that, but even he, who is known as one of the most attacking players in the world, really didn't fancy much of that. Chris just contains. I wonder if Craig can play off his red into Chris's yellow here. Is that what he's looking at? No, he couldn't, but again, doesn't leave much. Craig was quite clever in the way that he played his safety initially, in that he didn't leave that red hanging in the pocket. He's blocked the pocket, but you can't exactly play an easy well, you can't really play a combination shot off it at all. But even the loss of turn isn't easy. I think Chris will feel that he can move the red using the yellow on the bottom rail. And if he can land on that here, everything opens up. And he is short. Not for the first time tonight.
Yeah, just not firing tonight, is he, Chris? He started off great break clearance, first frame of the night against Ilda, but since then he's just locked off colour. I thought he was going to sneak the 8 ball into play. Then he's fortunate that he's not done. So but Craig's got an angle here to just knock it out, just like that. Lovely shot.
Lovely. Great shot from Craig. He's a little bit betwixt in between here. A little bit short or a little bit long, whichever way you look at it.
Yeah,
but
big shot here.
Thin cut.
It's there. Is he on the 8 ball? He's not.
Wow.
Oh, wow. So another big shot needed. Yeah, big slap of the knee. He knows that he's brought that on himself.
Yeah, Craig will feel hard done by, but his bad shot wasn't the last one. It was the shot onto his last red. One cushion. Can you get it close?
Yeah, the angle isn't there. Big shot needed.
What an effort.
What an effort. What a shot that is.
The money-making Lakin strikes again.
Absolutely brilliant from Craig Lakin.
What a shot this is. On the buzzer as well. Didn't have his extension. He's played this with loads and loads of right-hand side to make an angle that wasn't there.
Well, that shot there from Craig Lakin could have just taken the wind out of Chris Day's sails a little bit. Massive finish from nowhere. Well, Is he gonna have a chance here? So it's not a great one. Work to do.
Yeah, he's actually... It's a bit of a self-harm shot, that, from Craig Lakin. That red that was played towards the middle pocket's now gone not ideal. One by the yellow isn't developed. That's a very nice shot. We need to plan for that red at the top of the table. I don't think it goes. I don't think it's got a pocket.
Potentially as a double.
Yeah.
I think he can get on as a double. I think that's all he's going to have to accept at this point. Even then, though, he's going to have to leave the right angle to get on the 8-ball, because that only goes into the 2 centre pockets. Yeah, cue ball's going to be absolutely flying here.
Yeah, he's going to require a hell of a shot.
What a shot.
It's not a bad one.
I think it cuts back down to this left corner now that we've said it.
Yeah, I think that yellow getting in the way of the cue ball have annoyed him from being a perfect shot, but he's still got an out here. This for 5-1. He's flying.
Oh, what a finish that is.
He's flying, folks.
What a finish that is.
Chris did pull one back in frame 7, but a break clearance from Craig opened up a 4-frame advantage once again.
The arena table, so should he go on to win this match, could be a turning point for Craig really in the season.
Well, he'll certainly be hoping so. And it sort of leans into, see, breaking dry again. Big chance here for Craig Lakin. But it sort of leans into what we were saying in Craig's first match, where he feels he's playing really well at the moment. You know, he's had some big wins, but when we've seen him on the arena table, I mean, he was in our very first match of the Pro Cup on BT Sport over the holiday period, and it really didn't do anything wrong against Callum Singleton. Got beat, a couple of golden breaks in that match as well, and I think it was a similar story at the weekend.
Yeah, lost in a decider to Tom Cousins. Doesn't get much more tough than that. Obviously, I think in the other event lost to Jimmy Croxton. But yeah, he looks a different player tonight. Looks really, really relaxed, confident. You always know when things are going well for a player off the table. It can have a massive knock-on effect on the table, and
Extension cool.
great guy off the table as well as Craig. And yeah, it'd be nice to see him have a good run this season. I think he's had a tough couple of seasons.
Well, he's a busy boy off the table last season, wasn't he? Got hitched, which has taken some time away from the table for him.
Yeah, he did.
Understandably. And yeah, I think he looks like a man who's happy off the table, confident on it, and that is a dangerous mix. Oh, he's crunched those. Brilliant break. Cue ball stays up. What's he got to look at?
Well, first glance, he's got this yellow here. If he can hold for the one awkward one at the bottom of the table, which he has, this is about as dot to dot as you can get to run out the match. And you've got to say, fully deserved.
Yeah, lovely. That was the only shot which really had any jeopardy on it. Craig Lakin has been absolutely brilliant tonight. 8-1 against Tom Price, 8-2 against Chris Day, dropping just 3 frames in the entire night.
A brilliant performance from Craig Lakin, 2 comfortable victories. He books his place in the second stage of the Masters. If you'd like to watch this night back, you can. It is on Ultimate Pool TV. You can watch this night and all the other nights back all the way through. Or if you are looking forward to next week, then you don't have to wait very long. It is on the 1st of February at 6 o'clock on ultimatepool.tv. Christophe Lambert is the only Ultimate Pool professional in the group. The French phenom will be a big favourite for this group as well. He takes on Richard Jones. Tom Jones himself has just won a Challenger Series up in Blackpool. He'll be taking on David Thompson in the second match. Plenty of action to come here on Ultimate Pool, the Masters.